better success than what I thought they were going to have, this year. So to me, I hate it, but it is what it is, man. The Saints did their thing, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the division picks real quick. We went through them kind of quickly, and we'll do it again, next season and figure out, hey, who's going to win the division, who's not, who's going to take a step back, who's going to step up, and all that stuff. We'll go from there and we'll do it again this time next year and discuss, my picks and see what happens. So we're a little bit past the 9:30 hour. We're going to try and get a hold of, I told him I would contact him at 9:30. So it's a little bit past 9:30. So we're going to try and get a hold of the Eagles fans. I call him Super Eagles fan, Gerard Tim. So let's see if we can get a hold of him real quick, and see if this man can talk to us. Maybe he's at the bathroom.
You have reached the voicemail.
See, we tried to get a hold of him. We'll still try him. I'm not going to give up the first time. I told him we'll call him at, 9:30. But if not, we'll get a hold of him a little bit later. If we don't, I'll tell you a story anyway, but I think you should hear it from his mouth. Very entertaining guy. Gerard is I'll tell you this. Gerard is, and I call him GT. So GT is a classmate of mine from high school. Very unique individual. And to say the least, very unique individual. We'll just say that, But we're going to give it 10 minutes. We'll try and touch base with him back in 10 minutes. But he is a big time Eagles fan. And I think you'll find out why in a little bit. So, again, we're going to touch base with him, try him back in about 10 minutes. So we'll try back at the 9:40 mark. So we'll just keep moving on with the show. No problem. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, tonight. And one of them is, we're going to stay with football, is cap casualties. And again, I told you, we're in this off-season, portion of the season. And now we go into, who's going to be around? Who's going to be on their current roster, or who's going to be a cap casualty? There's three people that really sits in my mind that could be cap casualties, or I think that will be. And first person I'll say is Aqib Talib. He is a cap hit of $12 million, and if they cut him, the Denver Broncos, Aqib Talib, they save $11 million. So let's be real with the Denver Broncos. And Talib is 31, so I know they're going to use that against him. They're going to say, he's not what he once was. He got 2 years left on his contract. Again, I said if they cut him, they save $11 million of the 12. So they could look at going in a different direction. They could use that money maybe to put toward trying to get Kirk Cousins, and all this stuff, because we saw, even though their defense, not the Super Bowl winning defense that they had, but even though their defense being good, you still needed a quarterback. And they may use Talib to get out of it. And he's been in a little trouble. We've seen it, the stuff with Crabtree, and all that stuff. Maybe that's gotten old, but I don't think he's done. I just think in Denver, he's probably done, because they're going to be trying to make other moves. They're going to probably try and bring up other guys, to play corner at this point. Again, like I said, he's 31 years old, so I'm sure they're going to probably use that against him. So don't be surprised if you do not see Aqib Talib, in Denver next year. It was bound to happen. These dominant defenses, either guys move on to other teams, or they get older, or, because they played so well, the contracts are maybe backloaded, and then teams are like, well, we can cut them and save money, just like they would if they cut to leave, at this point. And it just happens. Unfortunately, that's the business, of the National Football League. So don't be surprised. The other person that I got on here that probably will definitely be a cap casualty is going to be wide receiver Randall Cobb of the Green Bay Packers. He is at 12.7 as a cap hit for this upcoming season. If they cut him, they save almost $9.5 million, and he has 1 year left on his contract. Now, he's 27, so he's pretty much around his prime. But I think the big thing, with Green Bay is that they have a farm system. They have a system where they bring these guys up. They don't go and get, big time free agents. They get a free agent here and there, and they may land, one person that people wanted. But for the most part, everything is in-house. And we saw, a guy like Devontae Adams, he just got paid. I was really thinking maybe they would choose Randall over Jordy because Jordy is older, but you got Geronimo Allison. A lot of people don't know about Geronimo Allison. He may be the next guy. And when I say that, Green Bay, the examples are there. They had guys like Robert Brooks back in the day. They moved on from Robert Brooks. People was like, are you crazy? You moving on from Robert Brooks? And they went to the next wide receiver, and they were okay. Antonio Freeman, they sent him on his way. They were okay. Greg Jennings was there. Remember, Greg Jennings, he was their main guy, and they sent him on his way, and the Green Bay Packers were still all right. So that's why I'm saying that Randall Cobb may be a cap casualty because they may think that they can get that same production that they're getting from Randall Cobb out of someone else for less. And we always know, again, the business of football is get what you can for the least amount, And if everything works out, perfectly, then you look like, a very smart person. If not, then people are going to criticize you. But you got the cap room to try and make some adjustments. So Randall Cobb might be a guy who may not be in Green Bay this upcoming season for 2018. And the last person I think they will be a cap casualty, but they will still be on the team. Dez Bryant. Dez is saying that he ain't taking no, pay cut, and all that stuff. He's right now for 2018, he'll be $16.5 million. If they cut him, they say 8.5 or 12.5 post June 1st. He got 2 years left on his contract, and Dez is 29. Now, we all know Dez's game is not the same what it was a couple years ago, 3 years ago, actually, when DeMarco Murray was there. Now, some of that got to do with Zeke, I'm sure. Some of that got to do with Dak, I'm sure, because they weren't just putting the ball up. But was Dez actually the Dez he was before in these past year or two? No, things happen. Now, he still could, have a great year and come back and be balling out. But that all depends on Dak Prescott, really, if he's going to throw, Dez the ball. But I think Dez, he loves Dallas, and Dallas love him so much. I think he will restructure his deal, or he will take some type of pay cut, to stay on the team, because the last two seasons that he has been out there playing, and some of it is hasn't been playing because he's been injured. So other teams will use that against him, and they're not going to have that warm, fuzzy feeling like Dallas has for him and how the fans have for him. So they're going to try and lowball him and try and pay him less than what the Cowboys would pay if he took the pay cut. So for Dez, I think there's going to be a pay cut regardless, but it might as well be a pay cut stay in Dallas. You don't have to, look for new housing. You don't have to, be out maybe away from your family, for an extended period of time and everything. But you're still making more money than you would be if you were in another, city or another state, because it depends on how their taxes work out too. Where you go, it could play a big part in what he does. So I think Dez should just go ahead, take the pay cut. I know he wants to play hardball at this point, and people were asking him during the season about taking a pay cut, and he was like, no. And I was for it. It's just like, no, I'm not going to go out initially and just say, yeah, pay me less, so they can go ahead and smell the blood in the water and come after me. And then if they do cut me still, then the other teams have already saw that I'm willing to take pay cut. So they're going to pay me even less. So I understand the game, he's trying to play. I think, him and his agent is just working to something that makes sense, that's going to be fair, and something that both sides won't think that they're being taken advantage of, because obviously this whole thing is going to be about Dak and Zeke, and Dez is going to be, second fiddle or third fiddle, at this point. So let me see. Gerard just texted me. He said he is ready now. So let's see if we can get him on the phone again and see if we can talk to him this time. But again, ladies and gentlemen, Gerard Timms, he is better known as GT, Eagles fan extraordinaire. We're going to try and call him up again and see if we can talk about these Eagles. So we're going to try it one more time.
Hello?
Mr. Timms, is that you?
What's going on, man? Yes, sir, it is.
What's up, baby? So, ladies and gentlemen, I got on the phone. I told you this was a classmate of mine in high school, Gerard Timms, a.k.a. GT, a.k.a. Eagles fan extraordinaire. I got him on the phone. So my listeners are listening to you right now, sir. I told them, I said, they got to hear your story. So I had to get you on the show, man. And I wanted to, take a little time out, talk about your favorite team, the Eagles, but also talk about, a few things about this season as well. So are you ready for, a few questions tonight, sir?
Absolutely. You already know it, man. What's going on?
We doing it. So first off, I got to tell my listeners, because I talk about it on my show all the time. I'm from Flint, Flint, Michigan. So Flinton's in the building right now. We locking it down. So people may be upset, but it is what it is. Flint is in the building tonight, and we talking sports. So let's get into some of these questions I got for you. So again, you're in Michigan, but you are an Eagles fan. So my first question is, when did that happen? And why? How did you end up becoming an Eagles fan?
Well, in 2000, I became an Eagles fan. Obviously, when Donovan McNabb came on the field, he was one of my biggest inspirations. But to go back, I went to Central State University as a school in Xenia, Ohio. I played corner in there. Troy Vincent, Bobby Taylor was the quarterbacks. Those was my guys, and I looked up to them, and that's what got me driven on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay. And Donovan McNabb, we all remember, he got booed at draft time, but he got him to 5 NFC championship games. And I don't care who it is, if they get you to 5 NFC championship games, they gave you a chance to at least go to the Super Bowl. A lot of teams don't get that. So I definitely can see that, Donovan McNabb having an effect on it. So,
oh, yeah.
Now, we were just talking about those 5 NFC championship games, that you went to. And, you went to one Super Bowl before this previous year.
Right.
How did you take it? Coming up short those 4 years, where you got it right there. And it's just like another team comes along and you just like, and you're just like, yo, they're not better than us. How did we lose to that team? So how did you take it? Coming close, but not getting to where you were wanting to be?
Well, it hurt it. It hurt it, obviously. It's just like any other, any ordinary thing that happens in life. You want something so bad, and then when it doesn't happen or it comes up short, like you said, it kills you. It kills you. So I looked at it like, okay, this is a learning curve. We're going to get this right. And you really better get it right now, or I will boo him out of the stage. I promise you that.